The ancient Egyptian Order of Sciots is one of the lesser-known yet fascinating branches of the wider Masonic family. Unlike the more famous Masonic appendant bodies, such as the Scottish Rite or the Shriners, the Sciots occupy a somewhat unusual place in the world of fraternal organizations. They combine serious traditions of fellowship, ritual, and secrecy with an often whimsical and light-hearted approach to fraternal bonding. To many outsiders, this juxtaposition seems paradoxical. How can a secretive order also be playful? But it is precisely this duality that makes the ancient Egyptian Order of Sciots unique. To understand the Sciots is to appreciate how ritual, humor, and fellowship blend together within the framework of Masonic tradition. The origins of the ancient Egyptian Order of Sciots date back to the late 19th century in the United States, when Freemasonry was experiencing one of its great waves of expansion. The fraternity had already given rise to a number of appendant bodies, organizations that offered Masons new opportunities for fellowship, charity, and ritual beyond the Blue Lodge. The ancient Arabic Order of the Nobles of the Mystic Shrine, for example, had been founded in 1870 and quickly became popular for its flamboyant parades, circus-like entertainments, and philanthropic causes. It was in this context of exuberant fraternal experimentation that the Sciots emerged. The founders wanted to create an organization that would preserve the ritual seriousness and symbolic traditions of Masonry, while also giving members a chance to laugh, play, and engage in more informal camaraderie. The name Ancient Egyptian Order of Sciots itself reflects this mixture of solemnity and play. The invocation of ancient Egypt was a common theme in 19th century secret societies and fraternal orders. Egypt represented mystery, wisdom, and antiquity, the kind of symbolic gravitas that lent credibility and allure to any group claiming its inspiration. Yet the Sciots were not content to cloak themselves entirely in solemn Egyptian imagery. The term Scot itself is believed to derive from the Greek island of Skio, Chios, or from playful adaptations of the Masonic love of puns and wordplay. Whatever its exact etymology, the name suggests that this was never intended to be a purely austere order. It was a fraternity for men who valued laughter and wit as much as they valued ritual and symbolism. Ritual, however, still lies at the heart of the ancient Egyptian Order of Sciots. Like other Masonic bodies, the Sciots employ ceremonies of initiation, progression, and fellowship that are conducted in a manner veiled from the public. Their rituals draw upon the imagery of the Nile Valley, incorporating Egyptian themes and symbols into their ceremonies. Ancient Egypt has long been a source of fascination for secret societies, with its hieroglyphs, pyramids, and mystery cults lending themselves to allegorical use. In the hands of the Sciots, these Egyptian motifs serve not only to provide a mystical and dramatic backdrop, but also to set the stage for humor, parody, and playful exaggeration. A Sciots initiation may be solemn in its structure, but it is also known to include comedic moments and lighthearted ritual hazings designed to foster camaraderie. The motto of the Sciots captures this blend of seriousness and humor: boost one, boost all. This phrase encapsulates the fraternity's philosophy of mutual encouragement and support. In contrast to the sometimes austere or hierarchical culture of other Masonic bodies, the Sciots deliberately emphasize good cheer, friendliness, and play. Meetings of Sciots pyramids, as their local units are called, often include comedic skits, playful competitions, and jovial banter. Yet beneath the laughter lies a very real commitment to fraternal support and charitable activity. Like their Masonic brethren in other organizations, the Sciots dedicate themselves to the care of members in need, the support of widows and orphans, and contributions to worthy causes. Their humor is not a trivial distraction from their mission, but a method of building bonds of brotherhood that make charitable work possible. It is important to appreciate the social context in which the Sciots developed. In the late 19th and early 20th centuries, fraternal organizations were one of the most popular forms of social life for men in America. Before television, mass entertainment, or widespread travel, lodges offered a space for community, ritual, and amusement. A man might belong to his Masonic lodge, a chapter of the Odd Fellows, perhaps the Elks, and then join an appendant body like the Shriners or Sciots for more fun. Each organization cultivated its own identity, its own costumes, regalia, and rituals, but they all serve the same general purpose: to provide a sense of belonging, mutual aid, and entertainment. Within this culture, the Sciots distinguish themselves by their overt embrace of comedy. Where the Shriners might stage elaborate parades with clowns and mini-cars, the Sciots focused more on indoor humor, ritual parody, and playful social gatherings. They became known as the fun order within Masonry. That said, the Sciots have always maintained a degree of secrecy. Like Masonry itself, their rituals are closed to outsiders, and their symbolic interpretations are reserved for members. The secrecy is not primarily about guarding worldly power, as in some conspiratorial imaginings of secret societies, but about preserving the sense of mystery and fraternity that comes from shared private experiences. For members, part of the joy of being a Sciots lies in knowing things that outsiders do not, in sharing in jokes, symbols, and rituals that belong only to those within the pyramid. This kind of secrecy strengthens the bonds of membership, creating a clear line between those who are in and those who are not. Even in a humorous order, secrecy has power. The Egyptian symbolism of the Sciots deserves special mention. Ancient Egypt has always been a fertile source of imagery for Masonic and quasi-Masonic organizations, not least because of the resonance between Masonic architecture and Egyptian monuments. The pyramid, of course, is the most obvious symbol, and it is central to Sciot identity. Local groups are called pyramids, and the pyramid is a recurring motif in their rituals and regalia. The Nile, the desert, and the gods of Egypt all find their place in Sciot symbolism. Yet, unlike some pseudo-Egyptian societies of the 19th century, which treated Egyptian imagery with ponderous solemnity, the Sciots often employ it with tongue firmly in cheek. Costumes may exaggerate the exotic trappings of Egypt, and skits may lampoon the imagined eccentricities of pharaohs and priests. The Egyptian backdrop provides a stage on which comedy and ritual intermingle. Another dimension of the Sciots is their social and charitable work. As with other Masonic bodies, philanthropy plays a central role in the order's mission. The Sciots are perhaps less publicly known for their charity than the Shriners, whose hospitals for children have become famous across the United States. But within their own communities, the Sciots contribute to various causes and assist fellow Masons in times of hardship. Their philosophy of boost one, boost all finds practical expression in this charitable spirit. When one member is in difficulty, the others rally around him, offering financial aid, moral support, or practical help. In this sense, the humor and playfulness of the order are not trivialities. They are tools for building the strong personal relationships that make such mutual aid possible. The Sciots have also provided an important space for Masons who wish to balance the seriousness of lodge work with the lighter side of fraternity. Blue Lodge Masonry, with its 3 degrees and solemn obligations, is a serious undertaking. Many Masons find deep personal meaning in the ritual work, the moral lessons, and the spiritual symbolism of Masonry. Yet, human beings also need laughter, joy, and camaraderie that is less structured. The Sciots offered a space where Masons could relax, where the emphasis was less on moral instruction and more on fellowship and fun. In this way, the Sciots served as a kind of pressure valve within the broader Masonic world, a reminder that fraternity need not always be solemn to be meaningful. Over the years, the membership of the Sciots has waxed and waned with the fortunes of Freemasonry in general. During the heyday of fraternalism in the early 20th century, Sciot pyramids thrived, offering regular social events, banquets, and entertainments. As fraternal organizations in general declined in membership after the mid-20th century, the Sciots, too, faced challenges of recruitment and relevance. Yet the order persists, sustained by those who value its unique blend of secrecy and play. For modern Masons, the Sciots provide continuity with a long tradition of fraternal humor, as well as opportunities for charitable service and lighthearted fellowship. In the end, the ancient Egyptian Order of Sciots exemplifies a paradox that is at the heart of many fraternal organizations: the paradox of combining mystery with play. To outsiders, the idea of a playful, secret society may seem contradictory, even absurd. But for members, the combination makes perfect sense. The secrecy preserves the integrity and distinctiveness of the order. The playfulness ensures that fellowship remains joyful and sustainable. Together, these qualities create a unique environment in which men can bond, support each other, and contribute to their communities, all while enjoying a hearty laugh. Thus, the ancient Egyptian Order of Sciots stands as a reminder that the world of fraternal orders is far more diverse than many realize. Not every secret society is devoted to power, influence, or solemn ritual. Some, like the Sciots, are devoted to laughter, fellowship, and mutual support, while still preserving the mystique and ritual forms that make them distinct. In their pyramids across the country, Sciots continue to embody their motto: "Boost one, boost all." Behind the Egyptian imagery, the playful rituals, and the secret signs, this is ultimately the heart of the order: men boosting each other through the bonds of humor, fraternity, and charity.